Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to Promise World for the region. I greet you wherever una dey because I dey here make I dey give una the latest update and the latest gist wey dey in town. This video when we wan watch na wetin happen to Igbo traders for Lagos market. Make we watch the video together. I hope we learn something from it. Let's watch it, guys. Stay with me for Promise World for the region. Like the video, subscribe and share. Make una leave una opinion for the comment section.
He's holding us hostage. What is happening? Under 10-15 minutes, Mr. President called me. Chairman, what is happening in your market? I said, I don't know. In fact, because of that, I'm heading to Ivy Road now. I took Okada. When I got to Zenith Bank, it was like a war zone. People were running helter-skelter. Where they are running this way, I was coming this way. They said, Chairman, where are you heading to? This thing is happening in your unit. I said, it doesn't matter. My people are there. Let us all go there and die together. Then, if you hear the sound of God, you say, what is happening? When I got there, before I got to this roundabout, I met DPO, police post, DPO Solo, Lawson, and one man we call Bakassi, SP. We jumped there, all of us began to proceed to the market. Along the line, we met President, and they jumped together. Because of curiosity, I have to rush down to my market to know extent of damage, because I have heard that more than 2-3 people have dropped with bullet shots. When I got there, the majority of them have been taken to hospital. I could not see any of them. I addressed my marketers. After addressing them, I had a call that the people that shot them has been apprehended somewhere in Toyota through the help of NAFRIC, the Army Resettlement Center here. They said we should come down to that side. As I was going, I met Mr. President also going to that direction. We met at Toyota. But what I'm telling you, my own side of the story, the way I see it. When I got to Toyota, all of us, they begin to ask us questions. They were trying to compromise what happened. We are talking about human life, and you are telling me that my people attack army. Attack army with what type of weapon? We are bloody civilians. We deal on motor pass. How do we attack you? We are talking about somebody that left his home this morning by 8 o'clock, only to come down here by 10 o'clock. He's dead. If it's your brother, if it's your husband, what will you tell us? What are we talking about here? When I look up, I saw inside their vehicle, they're still holding 2 of our men hostage. I said, for what? I ran mad. I said, why must you? Okay, after killing, you want to take some of us back. Is this place Sabisa Forest? What is going on in Ladepo? Barely 3-4 days ago, we experienced serious fire disaster that claimed billions of naira. Today, we are talking about lives being lost. Where are we heading to? Wherever Igbos are, you attack us. Why? That was when they begin to subpoena. Another guy came from Air Force, Base Command, somewhere in Ikeja. He now demanded that I should come with Mr. President to his office. It's okay. We joined them in their vehicle. We went there. On getting there, with few of our people, he requested we come to his private office, which we did. On getting there, we dropped our phones and normal protocols. Then we begin to talk. I discovered that he's taking side. He was telling me their people are trained people. They don't attack people. Maybe our boys are funny. That was why they now begin to release bullets. Something must have persuaded them. And he's telling me that instead of any of the boys to lose their gun or anything funny, that they are permitted to shoot. I say, you are permitted to shoot and shoot animals? Are you shooting fowls? You have just said so. Then I'm the chairman of that market. I will tell you that you can even shoot me here in your office. My people's blood cannot go that way. We must get to the root of this issue. At a point, Mr. President, I told him, you are taking this personal. You are taking it personal. I'm not more comfortable with the way you are going about this issue. Let us invite independent people to come and investigate this matter. And let us get the truth. You interviewed their men. I was here. President was there. You interviewed their men in their own way. We saw all the blunders they committed. And you are telling me that they are right. We are not judged in this matter. Judges will come into this matter. And he took a lot of our time, because I know he also had distress calls from different quarters. When he came in, I said, President, our foes that are not here is not comfortable by us. We should remember, we are leaders of this market. People may be trying to get across to us. And there's nothing more or less than that. People want to get across to us. Even our families might be panicking if we are dead. Or where even the people we kept to that barracks with don't even know our whereabouts. President, let us do and leave this place. I'm not more comfortable here. When he came, we voiced out immediately that we are not comfortable, we want to leave. He said very soon, and I call, okay. Immediately he comes in, we now the first time sit down, that we are leaving. We went and collected our phone. When I came, I saw more than close to 40 missed calls. Same thing we said, including him. Actually, he used that vehicle to bring us back here. But you know what pissed me off? This morning, we woke up with different type of funny news. Majority for Ladipo. Few of them that have gotten one experience or the other against Ladipo. Where do you get your reports? We don't know. Because I know very, very well that this will happen in my unit. You have not interviewed anybody from my unit. Neither have you spoken with anybody from LASEC. So where is the report coming from? That was why I deemed it necessary for us to convey this type of gathering, so that we will tell the press, we will tell the world exactly what is going on. But I want us to know that when talking about act of terrorism, this is a they are terrorists. Because they came here with Fulani people. They were speaking Hausa. They're going to waste our lives. It's still becoming. I will stop here so that I will give chance to other people. But meanwhile, I have one or two persons that is from my unit that was there. Eyewitness of detailed information of all that happened yesterday. I came here with one of them. I was going to talk with you so that you know exactly. I know very well that money collected from gate is not a problem. Nobody asks them for money. When our army people come, we don't collect money from army, police, and Navy. All the three armed forces, we don't collect money from them. It is our law. Even the vehicles, we don't collect money. We never collected 1 naira from anybody. This was a transaction that was did about January this year. Kickstarter that is not more than 3,000-4,000.
So, sir, make it easy for us. Tell us what happened. You won't talk about Kickstarter. We don't even know anything about Kickstarter. So tell us like we don't know. Exactly, like we don't know.
What we add was that we were not going to tell us the genesis of this.
Good, like we don't know.
You know, now we actually we like you rightly said, we are here to hear from the horse's mouth.
To tell us, Uchenna, known as Chisco, is he around?
Sorry, Solomon. Who is Uchenna or Chisco? That's nothing like that.
Una just see wetin happen for the una see. They won't force another person come. May come be the eye weakness. But this man he too gets it too smart to stop the say no person wey they call Uchenna. Una mo continue watching.
I said yes. Please come over this way. Yes. No, he speaks very well.
My name is Mr. Ajuchu Ezanya. Mr. Ajuchu Ezanya.
Go ahead, sir.
So yesterday, the time is 11:45. To be precise, understand what I mean? So I came to the first office to charge food. Then I met with the PCC. They were talking to one soldier. The man was wearing jeans and camouflage, long sleeve and putting sweater. He was discussing about the 40 he involves the other day with last. Little time I was there. When one guy came in, he was wearing white shorts and long sleeve. He came, please, excuse me, sir, I have a complaint. Say, okay, wait. I go to this. When I finish with him, then I can attend to you. So he said, no, I'm talking to you, then you are discussing with another person in front of that soldier. So that soldier look at him and keep quiet. I was still talking with the PCC chairman. I've been public complaint committee chairman. So they are discussing on this. Said, can't you hear me? There's altercation there. Two of them, we started saying, you bloody simply, I'm talking to you. Why is he moved? Everybody look, that's what it meant. You don't understand him. He said, please, can you go outside? He went outside, was just shouting. Little I tell him, I'm going to show you who I am. And he came with one guy that's wearing bag at his back, a civilian. So when they are going out, then one Mr. Solomon rushed to him, said, please calm down, what's your problem? That's where the man opened up and said, the father of this guy here sent me to help him retrieve some goods there. Kick starter. That's why he called his friend. The guy was telling him, leave him there. Then two of them went. Then I went back to the office and asked the PC chairman, what is the problem between you and that man that left? He said, this is exactly. Even the army man that was attending to testified to me. He said they are coming back. So I'm not going to go anywhere. As an editor, I stakeholder in the market. Let me stay nearby and watch events. When they're going to come back again to cap the situation. Within 10 minutes, he lost with speed. But what is going on here? Talk to me. They said no. We want to keep every place just we are under search. Totally. The other guy was, you bloody Biafrans or what? I don't believe in fucking sentiments. But I know they are useless bizagas. I want to get this to shreds. Somebody telling you it's toast, it's rubbish. There's nothing like that because you come to complain. We never even know the reason why you come to the market. This has been the order of the day. A mechanic will come, I hire Army outside. How much are going to pay you? Somebody will be outside. As a Major General Yakubu from Abuja. If you don't change the engine, I close the market. This threat is too much for us to bear on a daily basis. Then I want to ascertain what prompts you to come with this guy. We have not discussed to know that if you are not certified you. Immediately, I was just begging them. They brought gun and start shooting. I beg. I hold the guy. Please, the casualty will be much. People are too much. This is why people start running and defending themselves and throwing stone. When you are throwing stone, I'm the only person in the buffer zone between the army, Air Force guys, and the traders. The only person. Everybody run. Whenever they run, I just kneeling down. Please go back. When this guy wants to, the driver was having gun by his side. Then he shoot. The guy in the mufti, red shorts and white shirts, go and grab the gun. I will tell you who shoot who. The guy that died here, I know the person that shot him dead. The guy that shot inside, I know the person that shot him dead. So the guy kneeled down. So there's nothing like straight bullets. He's aiming at. Then he knelt down. Wearing white. By the side, if you're entering this gate now, I shot that guy at the stomach, one the buttocks, one the leg. 3 times. The guy, they carried him up. So when I was helping the soldier, because when they leave the market, immediately I entered that their helos. I helped them to jack it up. Then I brought out the rim that was holding the vehicle. So the guy was reversing. Then I brought out the front chair that was in the front. It was very so wrong. When they are coming out, I run outside Tinubu block and they carried that guy that shot. When I was running, the same young guy is a Fulani guy or Hausa guy. He just ran again. When I was carrying that guy to the all the taxi people deserted me. Blood was all over my body. He said, drop that idiot, let me just finish him there. Then he pointed gun at me, direct in my heart. Just like this, that if I move or say anything, that's enough of me. He was going to waste me here and nothing will happen. I said, my son, look at me. Even my last born. I went to NTA 83. I was dropped. By then, your mother had not been born before. Don't take anybody see here from granted. He said, if I said anything, he's going to shoot me for anything. Then the guy, he's the person that collected that rifle from the one wearing white and shot this man here. It's when he finished with me, Coming back, then he shot that guy that died. Yeah, immediately. Then he went to the market. By that time, people around inside their shops. What they did, they go out and mobilize and carry sticks and hitting people's head, breaking people's head. I was shouting. I called that yellow one. Say, I begged you. I knelt down and begged you. Please, casualty, leave this market. This is a mountain of 2005. You have cost life now. What you people want? Now, I was so astonished this morning when I read some trash and stupid thing somebody can put up. When I'm talking about life.
So let's be careful of the words. Now, about the people that were shot and the people that died, how many were shot? How many died?
Good and fine. We are not praying for more casualties or more people to die. There are some people that are in the hospital. They are going to that place to ascertain their conditions. Some people are still in coma. How many? I don't know, won't know how many.
We are coming. I was coming from Lagos. We saw 3. We visited 3 in the hospital.
Sorry, dead?
No, alive.
3 are alive.
3 are alive. He led to severe wounds. One of them is just coming out from theater. Major operation. Yes. And yesterday evening, while we came back from Ikeja, they brought one corpse here at Ladebo. That one wanted to trigger another casualties, but the president went and addressed our boys. All of them left. So that is the one. I don't know if there is any casualty at Solo General Hospital. That we are not yet sure.
That was the one that died General Hospital that was later taken.
Okay.
So, Mr. President, now in total, how many people died?
What died? Like one. I got
Only one,
one.
yes.
Yes.
So the market was found.
Okay, Mr. President,
Somebody
what is the next type of action?
Just to know, my name is Daniel. As at 8 p.m. yesterday, investigation revealed that 2 cops were dropped at the army barracks in Africa. How true is this?
Yeah, you say you are good.
My
From
name is
Guardian,
Daniel.
Guardian.
From Uganda.
As at 8 p.m. yesterday, investigation revealed that 2 dead bodies were dropped out.
It was a false information.
Have you confirmed that? That's why we are here. Our own is to confirm. So these are your people. And you mentioned that one person, so far, 1 dead has been recorded.
Then the president will random. My name is Obiora Ome. I'm a legal practitioner, loyal to the association. I'll start by saying that what happened yesterday is not the beginning of the intimidations, the harassments from the military in the market. I recall 2 years ago, I came to the market and there were 2 army men. They came in uniform. And one of them said that he bought an engine he used for 8 months. And that the engine had started smoking, that he wanted a replacement. And that because the person who sold the engine refused to replace it for him, he wanted to arrest him and take him to the barracks by force. Fortunately, I was around. I said you were not going to take him anywhere. Because number one, what you bought was not a brand new engine. You bought a fairly used engine. And normally, if you have used engine for 8 months and they start smoking, then it's either you buy another one or go and repair it. You can't come because you're an army officer and pick this guy, take him to a barracks. So that day the chairman was around, some other executives, and we insisted. It took several hours. Finally, they left, and then subsequently they came back in larger number. But at the end of the day, some senior officers in the military got to know about it, and the matter was resolved. That was not all. There was another incident. So this thing has been recurring over time. And then what we then decided was that the association decided to put up a very big signboard visible to everybody. If you go outside there, you will see it. And what is contained in it is a public notice. A public notice is a notice to the whole world that whatever you bought as fairly used, that there is no guarantee that you are going to return it after some time. Before you take it away, it must be tested. And once it's tested and it's working, you go with it, you take it, and that is the way it is. So now, coming to what happened yesterday. Yesterday, there was a matter that concerned the association. I went in court. It was after the court, I was told that no single person came from the association. I now called the chairman. He told me that there was an incident that the army came and opened fire. I said, how did it happen? That was when I knew that because of Kickstarter that one army man bought about 6-7 months ago, suddenly the thing stopped working. He now came to the market to insist, as they usually do, for a replacement. And at the end of the day, matter was resolved. Then after it was resolved between him and the trader, I was still not fully satisfied. He now went to the task force office. At the task force office, you have the PCC chairman, Public Complaint Committee chairman, Mr. Omunna Obi, and he was already attending to some people. So they told him to hold on. He was not ready to wait. And in that case, I need to remind you that he did not come in the army uniform. There were two of them. They came in mufti. And he felt that because he's an officer, even though there are nothing on the face of it apparently to show that this man is an officer, that he must be attended to first. So they pleaded with him, please, be patient. He refused. So one of them now told him, Oga, please, can you give us chance? He took offense. He went and they came back with open mesa and wanted to finish the traders. Because, number one, if you are firing arms, you are shooting gun, not up, but aiming at people, what you tend to do is to kill. And the law says that you bear the consequences of your actions. So somebody that is aiming at people and shooting indiscriminately wanted to kill. The question is, why do they want to kill? Kill innocent, unarmed civilians. Why? Was there any threat? There was no threat. Was there? Can we even say in the widest imagination that they were shooting as a result of defense, self-defense? Nothing like that. At the time the two of them left the market, there was no problem. Only to open and unleash mayhem on the traders. Now it is enough. We are not going to allow this matter to lie low. For now, nobody can say precisely the number of people that have died. Sure. Because we don't know. The market is such a big place that when the shooting started, people were running helter-skelter. And the market has been shut down by the association, at least to get to the root of this matter. So it's at the end of the day we find out how many people actually died. But at least we know that yesterday some people brought corpse of one young man aged about 28 years that died. We are hearing that some other people may have died. We don't know. But the issue is that at the end of the day we are going to send a petition to the Inspector of Police on this matter. We're also going to send one to the Chief of Army Staff on this matter. We're equally going to send one to the Governor of the state and the Commissioner for Police on this matter. Let the whole world know that it is wrong for somebody, because you are an army man, you are army, you are paid from the tax paid by the civilians, the masses. The gun you have is not your personal gun. You are using to kill people in something that has to do with contracts. Because buying and selling is contractual. It's purely contractual. Not so that is the problem that is at hand. It has been on for, but this is the time that a life has been lost. And we see it as murder.
Okay,
his mother.
let's hear from the president so that we can round up this session.
Thank you, my lovely people, for watching this video and for staying with me. See you for my next video. Peace out.